Hello, I'm Yasmine Marca. I am a nutritionist, a board-certified naturopath, and a certified traditional tribal healer. And I'm going to discuss variables that keep people from healing, from actually healing themselves. And so one of the major things I find with my clients is that they have cavitations in their mouths. And cavitations, another word for a cavitation is osteonecrosis. And osteonecrosis is gangrene in the jawbone. And it's usually caused by having teeth pulled or having root canals. Most dentists don't think there is such a thing as osteonecrosis, although it's been well known for over 100 years. And every tooth in your mouth coincides with an organ of your body. So for example, I had a guy come to see me from Texas, and he had pancreatic cancer. And he also had a cavitation in his jawbone in a tooth that coincided with his pancreas. I had a guy come in to see me from Oklahoma, and he had colon, liver, and lung cancer. And I sent him to the dentist that I work with to see if he had osteonecrosis in his jawbone. And the dentist called me and said, Yasmine, he's got cavitations in his teeth that coincide with his colon, his liver, and his lungs. And I never mentioned to that dentist what was going on with that patient. So osteonecrosis is a big deal, and it needs to be cleaned out because very often if people have certain degenerative diseases like diabetes, then they might not get well if there's osteonecrosis in the jawbone. So having that cleaned out, which can be cleaned out, can be a miracle. People will turn around when before they couldn't turn around at all. Other variables that keep people from getting well is if their magnetic field is switched and they're not taking catalyst altered water in order to force the body to absorb their nutrients. Geopathic radiation is a big deal, and geopathic radiation is caused by underground water veins, it's caused by underground power lines, and it radiates through the house so that it can actually stop the healing process. For example, I had a client who had geopathic radiation running through her side of her bed, and she ended up with cancer and her husband did not. I had another client who had geopathic radiation running through her side of the dining room table, and she was sick and her husband wasn't sick. And so there are people who neutralize houses for geopathic radiation. In addition to that, mercury fillings will stop the healing process because mercury causes fungus in the blood, and cancer is a fungus. And a lot of degenerative diseases are really caused by fungus in the blood. And mercury fillings have nickel in them, and nickel is even more toxic than mercury. So when I work with people, if they really are serious about getting well, they need to have their mercury fillings removed also. And then, of course, the last variable is the lack of desire to get well. Admittedly, it's not easy. Once people do it and start working with me, then they say it has become a way of life, and it's not a big deal. But it's a big deal to certain people who don't have discipline and don't really want to get well. So that's pretty much it.